Today I'm going to tell you about 5 English words that we use in Italian all the time, but that in English have completely different meanings, or in some cases don't exist at all. So if you don't want to make these mistakes and you don't want to be misunderstood when speaking English, keep watching. Welcome to my channel, io sono Miriam Romeo e se capisci l'inglese ma non riesci a parlarlo come vorresti, then I would love to be your English coach. Make the sound of your English smoother and more convincing with the 5 tips I share in my free pronunciation class. Click on the link in the description box below to watch it. The first word is fiction. In Italian, we use the word fiction to refer to a TV show, a TV series, usually drama, on traditional TV. But in English, fiction, pronounced fiction, is not used that way, and it has a totally different meaning. Fiction simply means finzione, di fantasia. And it's used to refer to things that are not real, that are invented. So fiction is the opposite of fact. And it's the word that is used to talk about all the literature that tells a fictitious story. Novels, short stories, fairy tales, comic books. The 2 main categories in books in literature are fiction and non-fiction. Non-fiction being self-help books, biographies, manuals, textbooks, history books, etc. Number 2, shooting. In Italian, we say shooting to mean servizio fotografico. But in English, shooting, the noun shooting, which can also be used in the plural form shootings, means sparatoria. So a very different meaning. Now, shooting can also be used to say riprese di un film. So when we're talking about a movie or about photography, we can use the verb to shoot because it's a synonym of to film or to take pictures. So the verb to shoot means sparare, but also riprendere, scattare, filmare. But I'm talking about the verb to shoot, so used as a verb. And in a very specific context, when we already know that we're talking about a movie or about photography. Let's say you hear a Hollywood actor say in an interview, "We just finished shooting." That obviously means abbiamo appena finito di girare. But see, shooting is a verb here. But let's say that in Italian you say, "Sono appena tornata da uno shooting." If you translate that with "I just got back from a shooting," you're actually saying "Sono appena tornata da una sparatoria." So it's important to be aware of this difference. If you want to say servizio fotografico, in English you say photo shoot, which can also be expressed in the plural form photo shoots. La prossima settimana abbiamo 2 servizi fotografici, 2 shooting. In English, this is we have 2 photo shoots next week. If you say we have 2 shootings next week, you're saying la prossima settimana abbiamo 2 sparatorie. So when you're speaking English, be careful with this one. Number 3, Mr. So we know that in English, Mr. means signore, signor X. But we use this word in Italian as a synonym of allenatore. In English, Mr. doesn't mean allenatore. Allenatore in English is coach or trainer. Number 4, played. In Italian, we say played to mean coperta. But in English, coperta is blanket. This word has a different meaning in English and a different pronunciation. The correct English pronunciation of this word is plaid. Plaid, with the same vowel that you have in the word bad. Plaid. And it means scozzese a quadri. So not scozzese as in Scottish, but as in the pattern a quadri. The pattern, so not a synonym of Scottish, of course. I guess that the word that we now use in Italian, plaid, comes from the pattern, the plaid pattern of old school blankets. But it's good to know that in English, plaid doesn't mean coperta, that's blanket. And it's also good to note that you don't pronounce this played, but plaid. Because if you say played, you're actually saying this. So the past and the participle form of the verb to play. Number 5, beauty case. This word doesn't exist in English. It doesn't mean anything. So if you're abroad and you are in a department store and you ask for a beauty case, they won't understand you. They will have to guess what you mean. And very often in Italian, we now shorten it and we just say beauty, il beauty, which in English, again, doesn't make any sense because beauty in English means bellezza. So you can't use this word, beauty, to refer to a bag or a case or any piece of luggage. Of course, we can continue using beauty case, beauty in Italian because the point is always to understand and be understood, and this, of course, applies to the previous 4 words. But remember that in English, you use different words. In English, you have options. You can say toilet bag, toiletry bag, wash bag. If it's specifically the bag where you keep all your shaving essentials, you can also call it a shaving kit. If you're talking about a bag where you keep your makeup in, you can call it a makeup bag, a cosmetic bag, a cosmetics bag, or a vanity case. That was it for today. Let me know in the comments which words you already knew about and which one surprised you the most. Now don't forget to click on the link in the description box below to watch your free pronunciation class. And if you want to work with me and you would like to have me as your personal English coach, you can contact me at this email address right here. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.